to record it now.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So my introduction is that my name is Madhukar Varshne and I had worked in corporate. I was working in Ericsson in my last job and looking after the uh, network operating center for Vodafone Idea in Pune. And then for some personal wish, which mostly people have a wish, that I started working social activities as full time now. Means I took early retirement from my job and we started doing these activities. So primarily we are focusing on waste management solutions for community, and other is Miyawaki forestation technique. So we do these two activities in Dwarka and Delhi NCR mostly right now.
Madhukar, sorry for interference. I just want to say, I want to request every one of you to mute your video so that it will be easy for us to have a good bandwidth. Except the speakers.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I would like to know about the participants. If you can summarize, maybe the participants are from which places and what is their background. So it will be easy for us to know.
I think now with us around 22 people are there, and many of them, as I know, are from Dwarka, Delhi, and some are from outside also are there. Well, I think Mr. Rangarajan is there. He is the principal of the R.K. Puram school and DTS school, and I think some other are there. Mr. Kesan is from Dwarka. Some of you who are not from Dwarka can introduce. And Mr. Vijay Srivastava is there. Was the retired DGM. I'm sorry if I'm changing your designation. He's also in Dwarka. One of the excellent, activist in the field of environment, sustainable development. Is doing some good work, and many of you are here. Vishal is a active, down to earth activist. Mr. Shikhar Ranjan is there, who is a great eco warrior. And this is all. Some of the names are there. Selvi, Armugam. Some of the people I am not getting it. But still, I wish that we can have the introduction a little later after people join. You can go ahead with the Miyawaki forestation as well as your the eco bricks, which you have wonderfully started in this during this last tenure, during this that too during the COVID period. It's really a great thing that you have started. Well, over to you, sir.
So along with me, Munish Kundra is here. He also lives in Dwarka and he is working in MNC, but he spent a lot of time in social activities. So I would like to have the session interactive as much as possible. And if you have any queries in between, you can ask. Any of you is having any query. So we will be starting from a presentation. Is my screen visible to all?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So this is primarily we started this campaign with one of the school in Uttarakhand. So we were talking about River Ganga during the COVID time. We got the news that River Ganga water was that much clean that it can drink directly. However, in normal cases, no river water is directly drinkable. So that picture is taken from the Haridwar Har Ki Pauri. So now we start the presentation. I just want to say, can we say the Earth is planet
sorry.
Earth?
Madhukarji, are you sharing the screen? Are you sharing?
Yes.
Are others able to see the screen?
The screen is not visible.
Yeah. So you have to...
screen not is visible.
Yeah.
Let me try again. Okay.
Yes. Now it is visible. Yes.
It is visible, sir.
Okay. So I will be looking interactive session, and there should be questions from the students or the boys and girls at least. So planet Earth, we can consider it as a ocean. Why it is so? Because 70%, 71% of the ocean, 71% of the Earth is covered with the water, which is ocean, and these 5 oceans are basically a continuous stretch of water. It is not segregated like we have this continents. So it is a big part, and where we are living, it is only 30%. So we are aware about the problem, which is primarily a plastic pollution, and how it is impacted the ocean, because it is a 71% part of the Earth. So we are a bigger concern. We have a bigger concern of having pollution in ocean. So why we are interested to talk about ocean? Because you must be aware that more than 50% of air which we breathe comes from the ocean only, and then 70% of the climate regulation is done by the ocean on the Earth's surface. Like we see all these weathers, winter, summer, spring. So 70% of the weather is controlled by ocean. Then more than 70% transportation across the globe is happened by ocean. Lot of recreation activities and lot of economy is depend on ocean, and more than a lot of food we got, and more than 300 million people depend on the ocean from food and other activities, and we get a lot of medicine also from the ocean, especially for cancer, arthritis, Alzheimer, and heart diseases. So a lot of ingredients come from the ocean. So it shows that ocean is a big part of the Earth, which we should concern about, we should think about. So we have only one ocean, and we should take care of it. If we see just the information which I shared, what do you say? Are you agree with that statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So now we will see what is else beneath the ocean surface. Means we know there are animals, we know there is medicine, we know it is used for many purposes. So we'll jump to the problem, plastic pollution, which is a big problem. If you are able to see the map.
Yes, sir. We able to see the map.
Sir,
Okay,
we
so
are able to see the map.
Okay, so this map shows the places where the ocean, where the rivers are terminated and oceans get polluted. So if you see the mark, if bigger the mark and bigger the pollution input to the ocean. Okay, so river plastic emission to the world ocean, and almost 1,000 rivers globally are accountable for 80% of the global annual emission of 0.8 to 2.7 million metric ton per year of plastic pollution. Total 8 million ton of plastic we throw into the ocean. We not throw, whatever plastic we are throwing
In every year.
but we are not directly throwing into the ocean. I will be having a question I will ask after this, that equal to there is a 8 million ton of plastic every year we dump in the ocean. It goes to the ocean, means 150 million tons of the plastic ocean every day. So now I want to know from the students that you are living to the place which is not nearby ocean. It may be 400, 500 kilometer away per se. Then how your plastic goes reach to the ocean? Can anybody respond to my question? Any clue?
We've been dumping into
Sir, I can.
Who is
rivers.
this? want to
Sir,
answer?
it is dumping on garbage truck into ocean every minute.
So if you are living 400 kilometer away from the ocean, then how your garbage will reach to ocean?
सर जो गार्बेज होता है वो क्या कहते हैं ट्रक्स में भर के जाता है और वो ओशन में थ्रो किया जाता है हर एक मिनट में.
No, no, we're doing it, dumping it into the rivers close to us. Then finally they're reaching.
Okay, any other inputs? Anyone want to tell?
இந்த பிளாஸ்டிக்லாம் நம்ம இங்க இருக்கோம் தூக்கி போடுறோம் அது ஓஷனுக்கு எப்படிங்க போகுது?
Ma'am, I want to, if you can tell in English will be fine, or Hindi.
What is that you are asking?
Sir, I am asking that I am living far away from the ocean.
No, some Tamil, somebody was talking, I wanted to translate. Yeah. What is the question?
Madhukar ji is asking, when we are living far away from the ocean, how are we dumping the things which are getting into the ocean when we are living far away from the ocean? So what is the source?
Okay, somebody else was asking a question now. It was very difficult for Madhukar to give a reply. So that is why I am just repeating. Yeah. If nobody is there, please proceed, sir.
Okay, so I will give response later on. Just share the inputs first. So it will connect the dots then. So this, if you see this picture, it shows that what there are top 10 polluters of the ocean. Out of that, we have river like Meghna, Brahmaputra, Ganga from India, and from India almost 1.2 billion pounds, which is equal to 54 crore kg annually or 15 lakh kg per day of plastic is taking traveling from the river to the ocean. Okay, so this is one way, this is one of the way that wherever you are living and you are dumping your waste, or you can see litter around you, as soon as like like rain happen, this flow to the your drainage system, and from your drainage system it goes to your river, and then from river it goes to the ocean. So if you see the news, you can search for many other rivers. I'm just taking example of Ganga. Ganga is one of the river out of that top 10 rivers which is polluting ocean. 95% of the plastic feeding the seas come from 10 rivers including Ganga. These are the very common news. You can see, search for Yamuna and for other major river which is next to you, which is next to your place. Water of Ganga not fit for drinking and bathing. Ganga is one of the top 10 plastic carrying river, and we still call it holy. Then there are same news in Hindi also, you can find. So if we see the current situation in India, top 50% of the plastic waste come from the 5 cities, which is mainly Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai and Kolkata. So we are some of the top contributors. Like I'm living in Delhi, so my waste is participating in top plastic pollution. If you are living in Bangalore, then also you are participating in this problem. Out of that, if we see the breakup, then 10% are PET bottles, 19% is chips and confectionery packets. Like we eat chocolate, we eat Maggie, we eat many other things. So this is what. So now we see this video, which basically shows that how the plastic gets into the sea. So I think we got the idea that although there is a garbage, although there is
ocean बता रहे हैं।
hello.
तो बोलो 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 इसमें क्या है?
I think
Kesan, please kindly mute your phone, please.
कर दिया हाँ
Mr. Kesan, kindly mute your phone.
So I think we got the fair idea that although there is a problem on the land also, but bigger problem is on the ocean, because whatever we are doing on land, it is all going to the ocean only. So if we control the thing at the source, then we can fight with the problem. Now I will show you some heartbreaking pictures of the ocean, how the animals are impacted by this problem, which is made by us. So this is the tortoise. Then you can see young whale died from 40 kg of plastic bag in its stomach. Then this is a bird, and I think there is a video also for this bird.
I remember the first time I saw a blue whale.
Oh, look, look. Wow.
I followed them since childhood.
What do you think it's from? Is it from a ship?
I could see plastic everywhere. We were in what we thought was a relatively pristine environment. I started to wonder what was happening in oceans elsewhere on the planet. Growing up, my world was the ocean. It's where I feel the most spiritual.
As a freediver, it was the place where I proved myself to myself. Finally, have the opportunity to pay the sea back.
Only a fraction of the plastic that we produce is recycled.
This is never going to degrade. It's got nowhere to go.
This was something that these animals, they were forced to endure because it was man-made and we'd put it into their environment.
The record is 276 pieces of plastic inside of one 90-day-old chick.
If the plastics are in the food chain for the dolphin, they're also in our food chain.
Exactly.
Communities are built on these landfill sites.
So sweet potatoes, corn, sugarcane, all growing on 40 years of garbage.
Do you have anything not wrapped in plastic?
No.
No.
We have to make our life better for our kids' children.
Change is possible. It starts with us.
So I think the message is very clear, and it is again and again that the plastic pollution is one of the biggest problem of the earth, and we are the people who are creating this mess, and we are the people who need to change ourselves and fight this problem. So if you see this map, the more darker areas which are putting more pollution in the ocean, and these are the, if you see this map, there are 5 areas within ocean which are declared completely dead, because this area is full of garbage, full of you see this is 300 mile of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and this area in this area no animal, nothing can survive. This is so much dead. So now we can understand that plastic which we are throwing away, which we are sending to the garbage, is reaching to the ocean somehow, and it is impacting the environment. This is a picture from Sitaram River of Indonesia. You can see the situation. Then this is Italy. This is USA. This is USA. This is China. This is India, Agra. Then you can see a lot of these news where plastic pollution killed the sacred cow, leopard chewing on plastic near Corbett, then plastic maniac running wild in Borivali, which is in Mumbai. Then you can see elephant killed by plastic pollution, 3-meter piece of plastic found in the stomach. So then there is another news you can find that lot of cow we see on the street, they eat lot of plastic because the poor animal cannot understand the eatable and non-eatable. They just eat. So there are many cases. You can see that 52 kg of plastic removed from the stomach of the cow in Mumbai, 18 kg in many places. So these news are very common, and so we are killing these animals also. So now we are talking about the simple solution because we know the problem is with us. We start this problem from our home, and whatever we send, we throw it to the garbage. And if we know our municipality is not disposing that plastic safely, then definitely it will be reaching to the ocean. So we take this as our responsibility to fight with the problem at home, and the solution we identified is called EcoBrick, which is very simple solution. And now Manish will take further about the EcoBricks.
Thank you, sir.
Any question from anybody?
No, it's something very alarming and eye-opener. Looking forward to know more about it.
Yeah, I think problem you can search. You can find thousands of news items, and today also, yesterday there was a big news from IPCC, which is International Pollution Committee, and they claimed that the climate change is reality now, and we are not bothering at all. And if the temperature is increasing day by day, and within next 2 decades, if it increase by 1 degree, then many things can happen. And for India, we are already seeing little impact like unexpected rains, and then drought in some places unexpected heavy outburst. Those are the negative side of the climate change. Okay, so Manish.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Madhukarji. So maybe if you can go to the next slide.
Excuse me, with Monish, I would like to introduce Monish. Monish is an active, eco warrior living in Brahma Apartment, Sector 7, Dwarka, and he is associated with the Rice Foundation as well as he is associated with the Green Circle also. A tremendous worker in the field of environment. I really love to make a video on him. I would like to say because when I was there with him, I just thought of taking a video, especially on him. Is such a very down-to-earth person and a youngster, and we are looking for youngsters like Munish and Vishal and many other people who must come forward. We are all senior citizens, and we need many young people like Munish. Over to you, Munish.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your generous word, for your kind words, and definitely we have also learned a lot from the initiatives you have taken, and it was always a pleasure participating in the activities. All the Shramdan that you initiated around the parks, it was fantastic, and we will definitely carry it forward with, I would say, our activists like Vishal and Shikharji. Thank you once again. So basically, Madhukarji shared the problem which is already there due to plastics, and we say that plastics once mixed, the problem it aggregates and we cannot resolve it. So we need to find a solution at the source. So at our homes, we are using these plastics that are there. So with these plastics, we make these kind of eco bricks. The plastic is just put into the bottles, and this practice has been going on in a lot of countries around the world. Like as you can see on the screen, there are a lot of structures being made, and it is very popular in countries like South Africa, Indonesia, Malaysia, and all. So maybe Madhukarji, I can just show the practical demo, and we can, if you want, switch off the screen or just let it be. So, like for children, especially the children, basically you use these kind of, you have these plastic wrappers coming out of whatever we bring into our homes. Then even the coffee, these small packets. So I want especially the children to, start segregating at home. You can keep a separate bin or a box, just to collect these plastics. And then you can have a weekly practice where you can start filling these bottles. So like I have a bigger bottle. Now this is a kind of maybe a Coca-Cola or a juice bottle where even we have used discarded toothbrushes, even the throwaway razors. Yes, please. Question? Very good, very good. Simon is already preparing a eco brick, I can see. Very good, Simon. So this is, I would say, as Madhukarji mentioned, it's a very, very simple thing to do. You just need to collect the plastics and start putting into the bottles. So then what we do is we collect these bottles and we start making structures. So maybe Madhukarji, if you can please go back to the slides. So meanwhile, any question regarding how to prepare an eco brick? Yeah, so maybe we can, we can see some structures being built. We see that some walls are being made. There is a home or a restaurant which is being made from eco bricks. And in the pictures, basically there are different techniques. Once you have a bottle which is filled with all the plastic, you can even make a table or a stool with those kind of these eco bricks. Next slide, please. Okay, so we see the process here. It's a very simple step-by-step, I would say, process that you need one discarded bottle. Please do not buy specially any plastics to make eco bricks. You need to collect the discarded plastic from your homes, from your neighborhood. You can ask people around you to maybe collect and give it to you, and then you can make this. Then you need one stick to push the plastic inside. So in the third step, you're just putting the plastic inside, pushing it, and the bottle needs to be very, very hard when you put the plastic inside. So even the bubble gums that we eat can be put into it. So you do not need to put any organic waste like banana peels or vegetable peels, batteries, paper, the non-vegetarian foods which is there or whatever it is there. It should not be put into this. The organic wastes need to be managed separately. Manure can be made, and the electronic waste like batteries need to be disposed separately. So this has to be a very, very strong bottle once you start filling it. So if you also cut those into small pieces, it becomes stronger. And then the benefit that we see, if you see on the right hand side, the cow, we are preventing that plastic going into the environment. So that is one of the biggest benefit, or if people who are religious, for them it is a great seva that we do to the environment, that the plastic which was earlier being eaten by cows and other animals, we are preventing that and we are arresting it at the source. Next, yeah, thank you. And we see that these bottles which are being filled and walls and structures being made. On the right side, you see one structure. It's a kind of a stool that we have made in Dwarka. So we used 24 bottles filled with plastic, so around 8 kilogram of plastic we were able to manage, at the source. Yeah, next please. Okay, so these are some of the statistics. Basically, if you have what size of bottle and what is the weight achieved once you start filling it. So the idea is that the bottle should be completely filled. It should be completely stuffed. And as we know that once the plastic goes into environment, it will stay there for more than 1,000 years. But if we convert them into eco bricks, we we prevent that. Okay. And another part is that we also refuse single-use plastics. So we try to avoid first. That is the first step, that we avoid using single steps, and we start using the, I would say, the items which can be reused again and again. Like in our earlier days, always we had these steel plates. We used to carry bags whenever we go to the market. So now, and also we try that we carry water bottles. We try to use steel straws instead of plastic straws, and start using cutlery which is biodegradable, like the shown here. So in this way, we will do a great contribution to our environment, to all the animals which are there. And these animals basically who cannot think on their own, but once we start doing this practice, it is beneficial for everybody and ultimately for human beings as well. So for all those who are there on the call, our request is that you start practicing this, and basically we are sure that everyone here on the call is doing some practice, and we want this to spread, because everyone can be a flag bearer and share it with other people. So here we see a very simple step for waste segregation, which again, once everyone starts doing it, it reduces a lot of, I would say, damage that is being done to the environment. So we can start with having 2 bins in our home. In one, we collect the dry waste. In the second, we collect the wet waste. The wet waste can be easily made into manure. And then from the dry waste, we can again segregate into 2 parts. There is recyclable waste, which I would say the recycler or the kabadiwala takes and he pays for that. Second category is there, which is non-recyclable, where which is I would say is of no use to anyone. That can be collected and we can make eco bricks out of that.
This is a sort of a this is last slide of on this topic, and is sort of a pledge for everybody. Let us have this.
Tick 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे अगर सुन लो जो संभले ना हम तो बम ये फट जाएगा कि बहती सी है नदियां का ये पानी रुक जाएगा
अगर सुन लो जो संभले ना हम तो बम ये फट जाएगा कि बहती सी है नदियां का ये पानी रुक जाएगा
कि कर दो रहम धरती का ये दम भी घुट जाएगा कि कुदरत की हर नस नस में जहर ये बस जाएगा प्लास्टिक के हम सब मोहताज हैं कैसा ये समाज है
कल ना हो हाथों में आज है
मौका ये अब ना गवाए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 टिक
प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे
टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे सिचुएशन ड्रास्टिक है जहाँ देखो प्लास्टिक है सिचुएशन ड्रास्टिक है जहाँ देखो वही थैली बोतल स्ट्रॉ इत्यादि सर्रे सर्रे में फैला दी ना घट पाए ना मिट पाए रह रह के टॉक्सिक बन जाए इससे छुटकारा तो नहीं पर है एक सरल उपाय रे सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक को हम कह दे बाय बाय रे टिक 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 टिक
कसम ये खाए रे
टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे। हम जो मिलकर ठान ले अगर वक्त ये बदल जाएगा
कि इस धरती के कांधे से ये बोझा हट जाएगा।
Refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, ये नए रिवाज है। प्लास्टिक वाले स्माइल सारे पूछ के आओ खुल के मुस्कुराए रे। टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे। टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे। टिक 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 टिक
कसम ये खाए रे।
टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे। टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे। टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे। टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे। टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे।
Wonderful.
Okay, so I think the message is loud and clear, and people keep on reminding us. There are very big people also, and we are also reminding people. So I would like if people can share their inputs and what they think about the whole problem and how they see they can participate or to reduce or contribute to solve this problem.
Sir, can I speak?
Yeah.
My name is P.K. Datta, sir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Mr. Datta.
Thank you, sir. I feel that there is a great potential for developing this kind of a facility where we can go in for the eco bricks. And Delhi being the center for all problems like waterlogging and everything, these bricks, when produced to a great extent, can work as a wall also to prevent the seepage from going to the other areas.
Yes, sir.
I thought was on a larger scale, sir. Thank you.
Any other feedbacks?
Yes, Rangarajan.
Sir, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Actually, at the school level, we are trying to make a certain impact on children and educate them in all possible manner. But when they go out and when they see the whole world, and particularly after Corona, packaged food items has increased to an alarming level. So the problem is getting multiplied. So I think we need to make a big, what you can say, start towards a movement rather than an action at a simpler level. It has to be made a movement. Then only we will be able to achieve even 5 to 10% of success. I'm not sounding negative, but with all the people who are here being eco warriors, I think we'll be able to start this in a big way, and we can always try to achieve something better. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think Mr. Rangarajan, his presence here is really a good thing for us because he is a principal of a leading school in R.K. Puram. And he is and another thing which I would like to suggest tell here is the founder member of Green Circle. So I welcome him and I'm thankful to his ideas. I would like to have the response from Madhukarji.
Sir, right now we are creating awareness more and more, And as sir said, school, we recently gave one session to NEPS, which is New Era Public School, and the school agreed that the students will start making eco bricks at their home, and they will be getting collected at the school and the other location like in Brahma Apartments in Dwarka, because that school students mostly lives in Dwarka. So as sir said, to make this movement, we need to reach more and more school and students, children, people as much as possible, because the responsible, will not say it is only the children are responsible for this maniac. You can see everybody, you go to park, you go to street, everybody is throwing garbage here and there. So at least people who come across the problem, and the solution which we are offering is very, very simple. It is non-industrial solution, like usually people says that what can be the solution? I cannot put any industry, I cannot do anything. So this is one of the simplest solution we found, and globally it is very acclaimed. And many countries it is working in a big way. So I want that we should do in Delhi, and I hope that we will be doing a session for the school for Mr. Rangarajan, if he allows us to.
Sir, definitely we look forward to have such programs, and a lot of eco activities we are planning lined up this year. We will include along with Green Circle Rise Foundation also. And in today's program, there is the Eco Club in charge of our school, Mrs. Selvi Armugam, is also here. And she's one of the active members of the Eco Club here in DTA schools. And we'll take leads from her, through her, and we will definitely do some active participation in the movement, sir.
Okay, so if any, we would like to take one or two more inputs. Then we have another presentation on Miyawaki technique of urban forest. So I want some input from Shikhar. Shikhar raised the hand, so please.
Let me compliment first Madhukarji and Manish for giving us a brilliant exposition of ocean and marine pollution issue and plastic litter. And they very efficiently took us to the global level and brought down us to the local level, and in a way summarized something called global. There are global problems which demand local solutions. This is what they very brilliantly advocated. So let us all unite and find ways to prevent plastic pollution, because it is the biggest threat to our survival on this planet Earth. Thank you very much. And let's take Eco Brick initiative to every corner, starting in Dwarka. Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful program.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing, that many people bit hesitant, and then they say that this plastic can be used for many purpose, or it can be recycled. The problem which we identified in last couple of months, that this type of litter, which is basically recyclable on paper, or primarily it is recyclable, but the problem is that the volume is so small that no recycler will come to your house and or your society and collect this. And they demand maybe 1 ton of volume they need, then only it is business viable. So the problem is that many of the plastic which may be recyclable, but again, nobody is taking from you, so then you are forced to dump into the garbage. So we identified that this is a big problem area. Till the time we don't get any recycler for those type of plastic which is recyclable, we do not have any other choice to put it into the Eco Brick, and at least arrest the problem at the source. If we get any recycler who can take this smaller amount of plastic from us, then definitely we will be happy to dispose through the recycler. Okay, so Vishal, you want to tell something quickly?
It was a great pleasure that we were visiting DTA, all the 7 branches of DTA schools, and thankful to Munish for giving those eco bricks. And I handed over to all the principals and the eco club in charge, and they were very happy. So, in the continuation of that, I'm really looking forward for at least we have around 5,000 students in DTA, so we can work together for something bigger contribution to Mother Earth.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Definitely, sir. I will take the initiative, and very soon we will have an Ozone Day celebration. And it can start with a webinar in the month of September, and we'll try to do something, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we will move to the next part of the presentation and try to finish as early as possible. That is another topic related to environment, and then we are working on how to improve environment and using a technique we called Miyawaki, and it is primarily meant for urban and semi-urban areas, and I will share the process how we are doing that. Is my screen visible to all?
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Let me try that. Okay. Is it
Yes.
now?
Yeah.
It is okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So this is Miyawaki afforestation, means create forest in the city. So he is Mr. Miyawaki, Akira Miyawaki, and he recently passed out on 16 July, age of 93 years. So he is a front runner of this technique. And in coming slides, you will understand what is the technique. It is quite popular nowadays. And if you see, Dr. Akira Miyawaki has planted more than 40 lakh trees worldwide at 1,700 locations. And in 2019, it was started from the Toyota factory. So right now, almost every country is having afforestation using this technique. So in this technique, we simulate a jungle or forest in a smaller area, and this is the architecture. This is a structure of the standard forest where we have a canopy layer, tree layer, sub-tree layer, and shrub layers. So principle is that we use native or traditional trees of that particular area, because nature had spent thousands of years, millions of years to develop that resiliency for those plants or trees which are developing in those areas. So that is the easiest way to survive the plants which are native to the place. So it is not a lawn where we do a regular maintenance and then there is no output. It is basically for green, not for green, for beautification purpose. And it only holds thin layer of green layer, and it doesn't. It is not good or not bad for environment. It is just there. If we talk about forest, it is maintenance free, give you fresh fruits, lot of biodiversity, and 30 times more carbon dioxide, CO2 absorption, and water retention. If we talk about the conventional plantation versus this Miyawaki technique, in conventional plantation, we usually do 1 tree per 10 square meter. We put limited varieties. It will be single layered greenery of means mostly same type of trees we plant. Extensive maintenance we need, and susceptible to pests and disease. Like we see in Dwarka, a lot of trees are damaged by termite. Whereas in multi-layer forest, you have 30 trees per square meter, 100 per 10 square meter, and we can have 50 or nearby 50 different species. Multi-layer green forest, maintenance free. Once it is developed, then you do not need to maintain it. It will be self-sustainable. 100% organic, zero pesticide used, and natural biodiversity attract. So these are some of the cases. Like this is in Japan. If you can see left side, they did plantation, and after 10 years, this is the situation. This is in one of the person did in Uttarakhand. You can see in front of his house, and this is the situation. This is how we do a monoculture, like we put all neems, all people at one place, maybe all mangoes. So those are monoculture, and this is multi-layer. Right side you can see multi-layer forest. So the benefits, as I said, it will be 30 times more dense. The growth will be 10 times faster than normal plantation, and 100 times more biodiversity will available, and it will be completely 100% natural. So the other thing that it retain good groundwater and recharging groundwater table and attract more biodiversity, birds, and produce native fruits and improve air quality also. So the minimum size, it can be minimum size of 6 parking space, like you see in this picture, which cost you, like we are able to manage in 35 to 40,000 rupees in 1,000 square feet, and putting 300 trees to make a forest. So this is primarily urban or semi-urban concept, but we can see wherever we have damage of green area, we can implement this solution. So these are some of the examples from different part of the world. This is in Korea, USA, this is in India, this is in Europe, done by some NGO over there, Boom Forest. So this is, you can see left side 10-year-old lawn, and this is right side 2-year-old forest. These are some areas in Bangalore, like KR Puram, Bangalore, you can see. And after 1 year, the below picture. Then right side, this is organization called Say Tree. So they did plantation in 2018, and then after 1 year. So these are the basic steps to create such type of forest. What we do, we initially do a soil survey and the soil testing. Soil survey is basically to identify what type of soil it is. You may have maybe salty, sandy. So then the additives will be, the quantity of the additive will be different. The biomass survey we did, and then we do a soil testing also from Pusa in Delhi, where we see what type of nutrients are available in the soil. That is helpful to add additives accordingly. And then we, like it's share, then we collect the saplings which are native, then prepare the soil and mount, and then plantation with the help of community, and then do the maintenance. So 3-year maintenance is required, this type of site, and after 3 years it will be self-sustainable. So these are our projects. We did one in Kanganhedi village, left side, 1,000 square feet mein we put 300 plants. It was done in July 2020. In right side it is Brahma Apartments. In Dwarka, in 700 square feet, we did 200 plants. And like in Delhi, native trees are Jamun, Belpatra, Peepal, Guava, Mango, Karonda, Kaner, Bamboo, Avla, Calendra, Neem, Gudal, etc. we implemented here. This is Kanganhedi. If you see when we implemented and the current situation of last month. This is in Brahma. You can see left side when we did the thing, and this is after 1 year. Some of the plants are really crossed 5 feet, 6 feet. If you visit this place, you live in Dwarka, you can, you are welcome to visit this place. Then this is one we did in Badusarai village of 1,000 square feet. This is in Palwal. Last month we did in 2,000 square feet for 600 plants. Oh my God. And this is our team, me, Munish, Madhuri, and Deepak Bharadwaj. We are 4 people primarily, which are key people for this projects. So this is all about this. I would like to invite Hello.
Yeah, I think Vishal was raising his hand. So Vishal, you have any question?
No. It was from the first time.
Okay.
So you should down it, make it down. Okay, no problem. Yes, it was a very wonderful presentation, and I was there in the Miyawaki, which was created in Sector 7 Brahma apartment,
Yes,
and
sir.
I was there to plant a tree first. I think Madhukar remembers that one.
Yes,
It was a brilliant and initiative they have started, and the urban forest must be like this only. Unless there is undergrowth, whatever efforts you are taking, like forest department, several times they do monoculture plantation, like eucalyptus or something like that. You go to many of the areas, Western Ghats, you will find 100 or 200 feet tall eucalyptus trees. These are all no use. If you go and see on the underground, I mean at the base level, you will find that there is no undergrowth at all, and it absorbs more water. Eucalyptus. No, we need to have a urban forest which will be consuming less water, and in that way, I think Madhukar and Manish has done. The team have done a very brilliant research, and they have started this activity. They have done in 3 or 4 places now. I think they will. I'm sure that they will go ahead with more such urban forest. Small mini forests can be very useful in case if anybody is trying to do even the triangular corners of any particular society or areas, that can be taken if it is all this thing allotted for the green belt, but nothing is coming up. Green belts are all used for unauthorized activities and all. If alone we exploit those places and make that this kind of Miyawaki forest, I hope that Indian targets of at least reaching 1/3 of the total land mass in India to be green. Definitely, it's a very good presentation. Anybody wants to share any views, you can please unmute and talk, please. Yeah, Datta sir, please come. Yeah, I would like to say Mr. Datta is a very senior person who was making a wonderful research on the various shapes of the trees, and he has made a lot of exhibitions of his different shapes photographed, and he is doing it. Of course, Dwarka must be very happy to have such brilliant people with us. Yeah, Datta sir, please.
Sir, thank you very much for the compliments. And I would say that this Miyawaki concept is very new and very effective way of teaching gardening. Like it was said that grasses and undergrasses are nowhere visible in other parts of DDA.
Good, sir.
It's a very good and should be developed in other parks also. As you said, the corners, we should take up with DDA also to within the park, a small Miyawaki park. If we could develop that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Any idea, sir? Madhukarji, any comment,
we had some discussion, means although we are in discussion with many people, one in Sheikh Sarai, one in Faridabad, one in again Kanganedi, where we did first project. They are asking for there is still a lot of land available, means 1,000, 2,000 square feet we can do there. So we are today I got a call for one place in Rajasthan, Behror. They said they have property which is no use, means just land, plots are there, and they asked us to go and just do survey and whether we can do this Miyawaki on their land. Means it is 700 gaj and 1200 gaj plot there, because our minimum requirement is as low as 70, 80, 90 gaj, if we say. So they are so we are discussing 4 or 5 project. Let us see how it turned up. And one we discussed with DDA also, means Shikhar Ranjan lives there. They have a corner, and then DDA agreed to clean that corner because it is full of filth. So we are not right now. I'm not sure about the situation, but DDA agreed to one level that okay, if they clean, then we can do the plantation using Miyawaki. Shikhar, you want to add something in that?
Okay, Mr. Chopra, I'm just seeing it. Chopra ji, he was a treasurer some time back. Now he can also share his views. I think Mr. Chopra ji, you are in Bombay or in Delhi?
Right now I am in Delhi. Well, nice listening to the program, and then my suggestion for Dwarka would be, in case we can identify more places. Right now we have only one for a Miyawaki type of concept. If we have few such areas identified, as already discussed, the corner parks, I think there may be more than 100 such parks, and DDA is favorably inclined to give to the neighboring societies in case they approach. So in case that is done, we can have an improved green area in Dwarka.
Fantastic, sir. I think people like Chopra ji must be taken into consideration for going ahead with a lot of programs. He is having a lot of public relations by which you can also make use of, Mr. Madhukar and Manish, I would like to say. And anybody else, Mr. Kesan, would you like to say anything?
Sir, आप mute करना, mute.
Unmute करो. Okay. Anybody else? I'm seeing some of the young people are here. 8th standard people are there. I'm just seeing Shiv Kumar or some Simon is there. They can also share their views. Or Selvi Arumugam, yeah, please.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Kesan, Punjab Kesan, yeah.
मधुकर जी,
yes sir.
आप हमें पीपीटी दे सकते हैं क्या इसका? इको ब्रिक्स का?
हाँ सर, मिल जाएगी.
वो दे दिया, हम अपने ग्रुप अपने सोसाइटी में चला देंगे उसको. आप लोग आना तो हर बार मुमकिन नहीं है. So I will do it myself in my society and try to promote it in the neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
You can send the PPT to me.
Good.
Yeah, I will share it to you. You share the email.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice, Kesan ji. And I would like to hear from Selvi Arumugam, who is an Eco Club teacher. I came to know from Mr. Rangarajan. Yes, please. Madam.
She has done a good work there.
Good evening to one and all, and thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity, and thanks to our principal who has introduced me to this meeting. And it was an excellent section, and regarding this plastic pollution, how we have to take care about the ocean, as well as the 3 ways of plastic get into the sea, and not only that, eco brick solution and segregation of waste, and it was a wonderful session, sir. So thank you for this opportunity that I have to attend the session. And one more suggestion is there, sir, for seed balls we have to do it, sir. For the children are very much interested to do the seed balls, and yeah, regarding about just we have to throw that one of the
actually these activities are possible offline, but due to corona restrictions, that is the reason we usually do these all sessions in the school, which are more effective and the more students can see the things live. But in current situation, we are unable to do many things. So these are some of the things when you are sitting at home, eating something and throwing somewhere, better to throw in the make a eco brick. Means we have now bottles everywhere, at my home, at my office, at my car, and I am not throwing anything in the garbage. Everything is going to the bottle.
Thank you, sir. Selvi, madam, so nice that you are coming out with that seed ball idea. It's there already. You can have the idea very easily if you go to the YouTube, and you can start it with your own Eco Club members. It's very simple. Just you must have some gobar or something like that. You have to make a ball along with the seeds of some of the indigenous trees. That is what we have to choose, especially like jamun and other things which are suitable for Delhi, because your school is in Delhi, and you should select some. See, you can be in touch with us. We can give you some ideas about it.
Sure,
Okay.
sir, sure. Thank you. Sure, sir.
Anybody else? Madhukarji, do you have any concluding remarks, or we can conclude the session?
Sir, my concluding remarks is that we need contribution from the people. Now, many of us aware about the problem. So we need sort of a commitment that most of the people should take it further and start making eco-bricks. People who are living in Dwarka, at least start making eco-bricks at home. And we have one collection point at Brahma apartment at this moment. So they, as soon as they have at least 10 eco-bricks, they can drop there.
Okay. Any other question is coming up? Otherwise, we will call it a day and we will close the program. Yeah. Vishal, anything you want to say?
No, I'm really very happy because for all these days we're going to DTA schools and distributing eco-brick things, and all these faculty members were very excited about this, and by the God's grace, today we have this ultimate session. So thank you so very much, Manish and Madhukarji. Thank you so very much. Looking forward to contribute more and more eco-bricks.
Okay, definitely.
Sir, want to tell something?
Yeah, please.
I want to say, all the schools in Dwarka and doing some work like environment audit of schools of the Green Schools program of Center for Science and Environment. And some schools, this two schools in Dwarka, one in Sector 8 and the one in Sector 18B, they got state and national level awards out of my initiative.
Sorry, Mr. Datta, your voice is breaking. Anyway, you can send me the messages to me or to Madhukar also.
Right,
we will take voice is breaking actually.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm from DTA Mandir Mark. I'm Dhanagauri, ma'am.
Yeah,
sir,
madam.
I would like to thank for such a wonderful and informative session we had.
So friends, today really we had two topics. I was wondering, how to organize such a program, because yesterday only Mr. Manish Kundra was talking to me and we were thinking of conducting this program.
Yes.
But it was a very short notice and I cannot reach many other people also
But
who are
it was
interested.
really very wonderful and very informative. Our students already have participated. They are in the group only. And Simon and our students are very much interested in that making that brick, So they have already started. One of my students, Simon, he showed also in this session. And thanks for that beautiful idea. We have already started, and hopefully we'll be doing that brick also with your support. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Gauri Madam. I will be in touch with you, and further programs also we will be informing you. Let us do it together. Thank you, Mr. Madhukar Vashne. It was really a brilliant session, and you had taken a lot of efforts to put some highlights into the project. Both the projects. One is Miyawaki and the other one is EcoBricks. It is a very good blend of both the things, greening and cleaning. In the plastic, you are cleaning the earth, and in the Miyawaki, you are greening the earth. So you are doing both the things. I must be thanking you for such a wonderful session. And let us be, Green Circle would always like to associate with the Rice Foundation to have further programs in whatever capacity we can do it. And Manish also, I have got the right to talk to him because he's of my son's age, and is always for the last 7 years we have been in touch with each other, and really is a down-to-earth worker. And hope the knowledge which you have gained by practically implementing the Miyawaki forest and EcoBrick can be spread further into the society. And Dwarka is a very wonderful place for experimenting like this. And I hope that many more people will participate in that. Today, I was not able to, in fact, manage in spite of our bandwidth problem throughout the country because of the rains and all those things. There is a lot of problem is there. Still, we were able to do this program, and we have got the recordings also. We will share with you very soon.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone, and let us call it a day and close it. From Green Circle team, a very good thank you for both the speakers as well as for all the participants in this program. Let's carry forward to the
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
sir, for this knowledge.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.